Majority of our videos are from the perspective of people living in Korea, but we know that a lot of the people that we talk to out on the streets, whenever we meet them,
out on the streets,
wind up saying that they're just visiting Korea. So today we're gonna give you our best tips and tricks if you're gonna visit Korea.
And by visit, you mean vacation? You keep using this word visit like as if you're going to your aunt's house.
If you're gonna be here.
Visit. All right, hot tip number one. So you've just arrived at Incheon Airport. You know, you're all ready to go to your hotel. You've got your Google Map, you've got the address in your phone, and then you realize that Google Map doesn't work in Korea.
Apple Maps doesn't really work in Korea either.
Please, please, please come prepared with the address of your hotel written in Korean, because the taxi drivers, if you're taking them anywhere, they will not know where you're going.
There are so many tiny hotels and hostels all around Korea, so if you just mention the name of it to your taxi driver, they probably won't know unless you're at a really swanky place, and it's a lot safer to have the address of your hotel than the name of it. So tip number two, for us, whenever we travel to other countries, we tend to get little Wi-Fi eggs so that we can stay connected to the internet. In Korea, you can get those, but you don't need it because there's so many open Wi-Fi spots everywhere. No passwords on them. As opposed to if you go to Japan, whenever we go to Japan, I can never find any open free Wi-Fi anywhere, and I need an egg.
You must get an egg if you go to Japan.
Yes.
You can easily pick them up by like ordering them online at the airports. Korea, really, it's a waste of money for you. You will be wired up everywhere you go, so don't worry about it.
If you're in the city, that is. If you're out in the sticks, then you might not find that many Wi-Fi hotspots, but in Seoul, I think you're gonna be all right.
But who's gonna come to Korea and go to the countryside?
Tip number three, get this app, the Jihacho subway app. It is very, very useful when you're in Korea. More than likely, you're gonna be using the subway because the subway system here is almost perfect.
It's like webbed out to every region, guys.
And this is the best subway app that I have ever seen in any country. If you wind up clicking where you are and where you want to go, it'll tell you exactly how to get there, how long it's going to take you to get there, what time the subway is going to come,
how much it's going to cost,
depending
on the route that you want to take.
And here's what's great about it. If you have any transfer points in between, it'll tell you the transfer points, and it will even tell you what subway cart to be on and what door, so you can be closer to the exit when you transfer. It's brilliant, ultra useful, better than anything I've ever seen anywhere else in the world.
Besides the subway app, which is super, super helpful, there's also a really cool bus app, which might be for more adventurous people that want to get on the bus, but the buses and subways are connected with the same card. So when you come here, if you decide to get the T-Money Pass card, which I recommend because it's so easy to use, you can beep on the bus, beep on the subway, you beep off the bus, you beep off the subway, and it just takes you all over Korea cheaply. And the app for the bus actually shows you when it's showing up, what time, where you can catch it from. And when you use the subway map, you can press like the search nearby, and it'll show you all the places that are nearby for you to get on the subway or catch the bus.
Tip number four, a lot of people are now traveling with many more electronics than before, and I'm not sure if you've had this experience. If you go to a hotel and you try to plug in your devices, you might have 5 devices but only 2 outlets, and you're screwed.
And then the rest of them are like behind the bed, and you're like, why would you put that there?
So then you go on this rotation, and you gotta like plug in 2 over here, and then you gotta plug in 1 over there in the bathroom.
Friend, like, what percentage is your phone at? Mine's at 32.
Okay, I got a solution for you.
Mine's at 25. I get it.
This thing right here, we wind up getting, it's a 5 USB device charger. Right here, it's got a little back thing, and usually comes with the cable. These are usually universal, 100 to 240 watts. So if you get an adapter for it, it won't blow out your devices. You could charge 5 devices at once through 1 wall outlet. This is great. I bring this with me everywhere. It makes things a lot easier. You will like it. Hey, get one of these, travel with them, they're great.
Tip number 5, time to go over money stuff, because we've had a lot of visitors come to visit us and we've seen the stress people went through.
Yes.
Okay, number 1, a lot of people want to wait until they arrive at the airport to convert money when they're in Korea. It's actually better for you to convert money back home, because the airport will usually rip you off with the worst possible, what is it called, transfer?
Yeah, transfer rates, currency rates, fees, everything. I never transfer money at the airport unless crushingly desperate, but do that ahead of time. It'll be easier for you.
Yes. Tip number 2, please make sure if you're going to use credit cards in Korea that you call your credit card company before you leave for Korea to let them know that you are traveling.
It seems so simple, and a lot of people forget about it, and then they come here and they try to buy something with a credit card and it gets declined.
Yes.
Just give them a call. It'll take you only like 3 hours of being on hold.
So let's say you're not a credit card person and you took out all the cash and you've already spent it all, and now you need more cash while in Korea. This is going to be a little bit tougher.
Not every ATM machine in Korea will accept your foreign card, so you got to make sure that you find the ones that accept it. They usually have the little symbol on the back of your card, and if it matches the symbol of the ATM, you could use it. If you don't want to go looking for every symbol, go to a Citibank machine.
The CITI.
CITI Bank, those usually work, and they will be able to accept your card and give you the cash that you need.
However, it's not always easy to find them. I remember when my sister and her husband came down, we like went all over the city trying to find a stupid frickin' Citibank, and we ended up finding one at like a random 7-Eleven. Just like, it looked like one of those tiny ATMs that's like set up by the mafia. mafia, but it was a real ATM.
Also important for you to know is if you do want to wind up using your bank card in Korea, make sure you speak with your bank beforehand and know if your bank card is usable overseas, because some bank cards cannot be used overseas. I remember with our Korean bank account, we had to ask them specifically to give us a card that we could use in Japan and Canada and all that. So make sure you ask your bank if your card is capable.
But one really good thing about Korea is that majority of places do accept like credit cards and debit cards. So unless you're going to like a small street food stand or like you're trying to haggle for clothing, you can pretty much use credit card everywhere. Like coffee shops will accept it for like a $2 purchase. There's no like extra charge or anything.
Convenience stores and everything you can use your credit cards.
However, when you go to Japan, you are screwed if you do not have cash on you.
Even for major franchises, like if you go to Coco Curry, which they have them almost everywhere, they only accept cash, which really was frustrating for us because we didn't plan this well in advance. I wish I would have seen this video beforehand.
Yeah, Korea is very wired up when it comes to credit cards.
So we're making this seem all very doom and gloom. We're just trying to prepare you. But more than likely, you're gonna have no problems with shopping in Korea.
Speaking of shopping, tip number 6. I feel like our last tip had like A, B, C,
it had sub-tips.
D, E, sub-tips, if you will. Yeah. When it comes to shopping, a lot of people hit the major touristy areas like Myeongdong because the clothing there is pretty cheap. If you go to a department store in Korea where you're looking at like name brand places, you know, you can try on the clothing, you can use your credit card to purchase it, but you might find that Myeongdong will give you a better deal. However, that usually means cash purchases and they won't let you try on the clothing. So we run into a lot of people who say things like, oh, because I'm a tourist, they won't let us try it on.
They don't like foreigners and whatnot. That's not the case. It's not anything specifically against you or your race.
No, it's actually just like, it's such a cheap kind of like quick exchange of goods place. If you try on the clothing, first of all, people get makeup smudged all over it, so they don't want you to try it on. But a lot of places don't have the language to express it. So they'll just do things like no or like you can't. So people feel like it's really rude when in reality it applies to everybody living in Korea. So cheap clothing is great, but might be inconvenient. So I would say wear some kind of clothing that can help you push it up against your body to try to eyeball it. And be aware of free size, the F, which means one size fits all, which one size does not fit all. That's usually
free size usually just means that I'm the designer, I made one size, and if you don't fit it, then you're free to fuck off.
That's what it feels like,
That's what it means.
And unfortunately, free size is usually what you find in areas like Hongdae and Myeongdong. So it's fashionable, it's cheap, but it probably won't fit you.
Hey, they're there. I know you don't fit things here. Hey, I don't fit things here. I've totally given up on that.
But I'm a girl.
How about a double XL from the Nike store recently? And it's like my sweater thing. It's tight at a double XL. If I bought a double XL in the US, I can make a tent out of it.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when Lee brought back pants for us.
Yeah, Lee brought us some double XL pants, and they cover my nipples.
The pajama pants.
The pajama pants. I go up and I just put them in, and I just jump.
Each of us you could do the left leg, I could do the right leg, and we could create like a union of blanket. It's like a Snuggie blanket.
XL in Korea means more like a medium in the US.
And tip number 7 is when you leave Korea. So when you leave from Incheon Airport, before you go through security, there's a lot of like bakeries, there's even like convenience stores where you can buy snacks and stuff like that. But once you get through the other side of security,
there's barely anything to eat.
Yeah, it's mostly like name brand shopping. So if you're into buying designer stuff, then enjoy eating your designer leather bag. But other than that, there's pretty much one food court, which is painfully overpriced and not very, it's like $11 or $12 for like a simple bowl of bibimbap. Like
huge ripoff.
There's a Starbucks where you're like, okay, and then there's just some like really shoddy food stands. So what I recommend is before you go through security, get yourself like a freshly made sandwich or a salad, or get some like snacks from the convenience store, anything that's not liquid, because obviously it won't make it through security. And then you'll have something on the other side and you will thank us, because we've been to that airport so many times. Seriously, pick up some good food on the other side of security before you go through.
So that's it for our 7 tips and tricks if you're planning on visiting Korea. We're going to talk about a few more in our blog post. Make sure you click on the link here if you want to be fully prepared for your visit to this country.
I feel like the blog post contains the most important, vital parts of information. My question for you guys today is this. Think outside the box. Imagine someone is coming to visit your country. They're arriving at your airport and they're trying to get to your city and get a hotel and do touristy things. What is 1 or 2 pieces of advice you would want to give them that they do not know from like the normal touristy travel guide?
Think about it as if you're advising us, because we do a lot of traveling and there's a good chance that we might visit some of your countries this year.
For our last TLDR, we talked about bakeries in Korea and how different the breads are than what we're used to back home and how much we miss it.
And we were talking about how we miss the Canadian breads and whatnot. We had an awesome comment specifically from Aki-chan, who is from Iran, and she wound up saying that they hate US bread, which is surprising to me because I miss it. I love it. What is it that you would hate so much about it?
But you know what's interesting is when I was reading through the comment section, a lot of people said things like when they went overseas to North America, the bread was so soft.
Yes.
Like the sliced style bread was just squishy. They said there was like no texture.
As opposed to like Scandinavian bread that's really, really dense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So people are used to like a grainy taste, and then they have like North American bread and they're like, what is this crap?
What is this stodgy crap?
It's so interesting, right? Like we miss bread, you guys miss bread, people miss bread,
but
they have
we
a
miss
different...
it for different reasons.
Yeah.
Also, we had a really interesting comment from XDareDBX, who we see in lots of our videos. Thank you for commenting all the time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, they left a really cool comment saying that in their international business class in Korea, they learned that the person that founded Paris Baguette was actually founded because McDonald's needed people to make their buns, and all the A and B level bakers in Korea were like, no, we're not going to help you out. And then he was part of like the C level.
He agreed to do it, and then afterwards he used that knowledge to make Paris Baguette and Paris Croissant, and they became a millionaire! Who's laughing now, A and B class bakers? You got nothing! Even though I still don't like Paris Baguette and Paris Croissant's food, I can still respect that this guy's totally laughing at all the other people that snub McDonald's.
Yeah.